Welcome, everyone. I think that we are a little bit before the time, so maybe let's wait for a minute for the rest of our viewers. So we will begin shortly. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Please, let's wait together a few minutes. We are waiting for more participants to join us, and we will begin shortly in a few minutes. Okay, I think that now we can begin. Ladies and gentlemen, I have this pleasure to welcome you on today's webinar and next, the third one in the New2Tricity series. Today we will be speaking about real estate market in the Tricity. But first, please let me introduce myself. My name is Anna Jagodzińska-Warzych and I'm investor spokesperson in Invest in Pomerania team. And together with Live More Pomerania project, we have created this event. So it's dedicated for you, dear foreigners who consider coming to Poland and who have already decided to come here to live in Gdańsk, Gdynia, or Sopot. And today we'll be speaking about the characteristic of real estate market in our region. Our best specialists from Partners International will be sharing today their knowledge, their experience with you. I have a pleasure to welcome Izabela Disterheft, Dorota Korycka, and Daniel Zdrojowy, who will be speaking today um, and sharing uh, their knowledge with you. So maybe without further ado, I'll give the voice to Izabela, who will begin her presentation and will please enjoy our meeting. A few only technical issues. If you will have any questions during these meetings, please do not hesitate to write them in the comments on our social media channels, so on Facebook and on YouTube. We will be able to answer to these questions in the Q&A session, which will be at the end of our meeting. The meeting will be held in English language. And later we'll save it for you so that you can come back to this meeting and check if you have any doubts. So let's begin. Isa, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nazin, for inviting me. It's a great pleasure. So I will not go through my resume. You will find my contact details after the in the presentation, and afterwards you can reach me. So I just wanted to tell you that I've been an expat myself. First of all, I decided to move to Gdańsk to study here. I am Polish, so it was kind of easier as I can speak the language, but still it was a challenge for a young person. But then I moved out of Poland. So I was living in a few cities. My last relocation process that I did or went through was actually in Greece, in Athens, where I decided to complete my studies. I was writing there my thesis, and so I was studying in the University of Piraeus. And then I was also working in one of the logistics companies there. So I faced the challenge to reach the country first, then find an apartment, and start my actually everyday life there. And it's important to mention that I was there as a tourist once, but I've never lived longer in the city. So I think I know how it feels and how it is when you decide for relocation and you start your new life in a new place. And basically, whenever you have your documents for your university done, or you have your work agreement completed, actually the first thing you do, you start for searching for your apartment. I guess the three reasons that you relocate. This is studying, working, or family. I will focus today on those people who relocate because of their job. So now let me show you the presentation. Okay, hopefully you can see it. I will make the full screen. Okay, so yes, so you have your work agreement done. You know that you are going to move at some certain time. So now what you do, actually, you probably search where the company or your future company is located, and you want to find an apartment now that will be close to your company, that will be in some nice district, that will be like nearby some public transportation, so you don't have to commute too much. And if you have a family, you also would check the kindergartens or schools. And of course the everyday essentials. This is something that it's important once you're searching for an apartment or a house in a new place. And I just wanted to mention that Gdańsk is actually a really outstanding place. And once you relocate here, you will be able to actually find out so much about the history of this extraordinary city. You will be able to walk through or walk on the widest sandy beaches in Poland. You may use a bike because we have the longest bike paths in Poland. And you will understand that breathing the air here in Tricity, in Gdańsk, Sopot, Gdynia, I call it Tricity, it's like a pleasure because you still can breathe. So you will also consider prices, but this is something that I will explain you later. So there are lots of business centers or business centers around Gdańsk and Gdynia. I decided to show you just a couple of them, and it's not about to remember all of them. It's all about understanding where they are, how are they located, and in which districts. So I will tell you what are the districts that are actually affordable or like good to relocate to or settle there. So that's a couple of a few the biggest business parks in Gdańsk. Here we have a few of them in Gdynia, and now you should see. If you see the map on the right side of the screen, you see actually first how the city is like designed. You see that Gdańsk, Sopot, and Gdynia are actually linear. It's a one main street leading from Gdańsk to Gdynia. On the right side, on one side you have a sea. On the other side, you have a forest. So actually everything is cumulated around. And then I showed you before like business parks like Olivia Business Center, Skanska Wave, or Alchemia Business Park. Now, if you have a look on the column on the left, they are actually in these two districts, Gdańsk, Przymorze, and Oliwa. So once you search for an apartment, it's already good to know that, the biggest business centers are located in those districts, and the rest of the districts I showed you are very well connected. So it's easy to commute once you live in this district called Wrzeszcz. I know that it's pretty hard to pronounce it, but however, if you live there, then you will be able to commute really easy to, let's say, Oliwa. Now, if we get back to Gdynia, if you will work for the company that is located in Gdynia, again, you will probably choose one of those districts I listed. The business centers would be mostly in Gdynia Center or Gdynia Redłowo. This is the column in the middle. But if you decide to live in Orłowo, and you might because it's a beautiful district, so you probably you will have just a few minutes to reach your workplace. Sopot, which is in the middle, actually I would say that it's attractive as it is. It's the city is between Gdańsk and Gdynia, and it's limited by sea from one side and by forest from the other side. It's simply so beautiful. It's a really extraordinary place on a spot on the Polish map. And actually, as it is in the middle, you may understand that, if you work in Gdańsk or Gdynia, it will take you more or less the same to reach your workplace. And now, location will define a lot the purchase or rental price. Location will define it in the way that if you live very close to the seaside, or if you live in a very popular district, it's popular because of the quiet, it's popular because of the nature around. Of course, the prices, both for renting and buying, they will be a little bit higher than, once you live in somewhere not really central. Let me check. Yeah. Now, if you are going to work in one of those business centers like Oliwia Business Center, Arkońska Business Park, or Alchemia, they are actually located in the same place, more or less in the same, actually Oliwia Business Center and Alchemia, they are just in front. And then Arkońska is, it's on the same site as Alchemia. It's the same address, I would say. So if you are going to work in one of those companies that I listed here, you probably will choose living in Oliwa or Przymorze, because this is the closest district. And yeah, that will be very easy for you to commute. That will be very easy for you to actually find all the essentials, etc. This is also the place where the university campus is. So if there are any students among us today, if you see this slide, actually the university campus is that's are the buildings that you can see on the right, in the central part of the picture. Now the prices. As you could understand, the city of Gdańsk, Sopot, and Gdynia, they are located, they are very, very attractively. We are at the sea. There is lots of nature. People love it. There would be lots of people coming here for summer, but also it's important to mention that pandemics changed a lot the game. And as people couldn't or wouldn't or didn't want to travel abroad, they would choose Polish cities, Polish regions to spend their holidays. They would come to Tricity to enjoy their days off. What they do, they not only come here for 1 week or so and get back and go back home, they very often decide to buy their apartment as a second home. Due to the financial situation, which I explained in the bullet points, which I will not maybe read you or dive deep into that. But the thing is that lots of Polish decided to invest their money into real estate. And now, Gdańsk, Sopot, and Gdynia, all those 3 cities, they are really on the top of the list. And as you may understand, the prices increased a bit. It might be a lot, it might be a bit, depends for whom. Anyway, as I wrote, the average price for an apartment a few years ago in 2017 was about 7,000 zlotys, which stands for 1,800 euro. While today it's almost 10,000 zlotys, which stands for 2,300 maybe euro. So, and this is, I want to really emphasize, this is average, because lots of people, if they decide to buy the premium apartment, they might pay lots more for it. Premium apartment has its definition. I don't want to provide you now with the definition of it, but what's the most important is the location. So you see the logic around. If we have houses or apartments close to the sea, it means that the location is really great. So you may expect that the prices of those apartments and houses will be a little bit higher or much higher, now depends on the standards of the apartment as well, than in other places that are located farther than first line from the sea, second line from the sea, etc. So I wouldn't like to go too deep into the prices, because it really depends in what you are actually interested in. It will be different price for one bedroom apartment, different for a house, etc. So just the average, this is something that I wanted to leave you with, and then we can provide you with more detailed information once we know what are your criteria. And now I thought that actually I will.
I think that we have lost the connection with Isa, but please wait a moment. I hope that Isa will reconnect with us. I hope we will catch Isa in a moment. Okay, maybe Daniel, maybe you could please take the voice after Isa. I hope that we will be able to finish Isa's presentation, but meanwhile, if you could please tell our viewers about the process of buying the property in the Tricity.
Yes, I just wanted to suggest, because of these problems with the connection. Hello, everybody. Thank you for giving me that chance to participate also in this webinar, in this event. I'm a person who is managing the company, the Partners International Real Estate Agency. We are working in Tricity and in Warsaw. We started in Warsaw, but then we decided to expand and develop the other branch in Tricity, because it's a very interesting market, as Isa, I think that Isa already told you, because of the location, because of the surroundings, and the way of life, of living that you can have there. When it comes to, let's say, start with searching for a property, both for rental or for purchase, you can. It's not a rocket science, as you know. You can use one of the leading services that are available on the market. I will show you one of those. Just let me share the screen with you. So this is it. This is otodom.pl. Translating it directly into English, it means this is the house. .pl. Sorry that it's in Polish, but I didn't find the English version. But you have here all the criteria that you can place when you are searching for an apartment, for a house, for rental, or for sale. And what's, I think that the most important for you is that in Poland, when we speak about the number of rooms, we mean the number of rooms, not the bedrooms, because sometimes people from other countries, when they say one bed apartment or two bed apartment, it means that for us, it's a 2-room apartment. One bed apartment, it's a 2-room apartment in Poland. So it means that there is a living room plus 1 bedroom. 2-bed apartment, consequently, it is a 3-room apartment. So living room plus 2 bedrooms. So it's important when you are looking for apartment, when you are using the browser. Pokoi means rooms. So if you are looking for 2-bed apartment, you should place here 3. So always one number more than the number of bedrooms. So Autodom, it's one of the most popular services. Of course, there are more available on our market. Let's say in internet. We can provide you with some links. Currently, as you can see, there are in Sopot, Gdańsk, and Gdynia, there are 747 apartments for rent available on the market. So it's a nice number that you can choose from. As you can see, starting from prices even 800, but probably this is a very small apartment or maybe a room. But usually the prices start around 1,500, 2,000 zlotys per month. So then what's further? Everything depends on you. You can then use some criteria to make the list shorter, because you will choose the location near to the business complexes that Isa was telling you earlier. Plus of course the standard, the view, and the how to communicate with the place that you will be working for. So this is the browser. Usually private people or real estate agencies, they when you enter, for example, an offer, you will have a possibility to see also in description in English. Not every person provides his offer with the English translation, but in some of them you will find our offers. Most of our offers are translated into English, so you have both Polish and English to make this search easier. So so this is Autodom. So this is one of the first steps. When it comes to purchasing property or renting, when it comes to renting, there are no restrictions. I will show you another screen. Here, sorry, I have got it. It's not here. Just give me a second. Yes, here. When it comes to rental, there are no restrictions. You can sometimes the owners of the properties they prefer foreigners. They prefer, for example, people from other countries, from corporate companies, people who are expats who are being relocated, because they may think that they will be much more safer on the whole process. So sometimes you are on the preferred list as a tenant, but you don't need any permissions to rent an apartment or a house. When you want to buy it, there are some permissions when you are not a EU citizen. Because if you are a member of the European Union, you don't need any permissions. But if you are not, I think that the best way to explain you will be give you a link to some our ministerial governmental services, like this Ministry of the Interior and Administration, that you will in the frequently asked questions, you will find all the information. How do you apply? What's how how it looks like, and if you are in a group that needs the permission. So it's a section with all the questions and the answers that are being frequently asked in the process. We as a real estate agency, we, in general, we don't provide any legal service because we are an agent. We are, let's say, your partner when it comes to finding you a property. But of course, we are aware of the, in general, of all those legal acts. So we can always give you some hints and guide you to the other persons who are specialists in that area. And I think that for the moment, that could be all from me. I see that Isa is back, so maybe she will continue. But I've managed to continue a little bit with your presentation.
Yes, Isa, welcome back. I hope that now our internet connection is stable. And if you would like to add something to your presentation, please, the floor is yours. We don't hear you, I'm afraid. We have some troubles. I don't hear you, I'm sorry.
Isa was first disconnected and then muted.
Okay, so maybe we will give the voice to Dorota.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, now we can hear you.
Computers to close.
Hello, hi everybody. We are sitting just beside each other and we have some problems, but I'm the one who is helping people to find the proper apartment and to help with finding with signing the documents, because this is important. What should we focus on during this this whole process? Because first of all, this rental market is very dynamic. You know, if you already have a job and you know that you are coming to Poland, the question is where to start. When to start finding the apartment, because the market is dynamic, because these offers, these listings are showing and suddenly they are gone. So people expect us to find the perfect apartment within, let's say, in 2 or 3 weeks notice. And this is the right moment to start searching, because otherwise the owners, they don't want to wait too long for the tenants. So I always tell to my clients, okay, we should be aware of what's going on in the market, but don't push me too much if it's really too long for you to come. Okay, so this is the first like important issue. The second is that if you searching through, let's say, Autodom, what Daniel says, you don't see the real listings, which is divided into 2 ways of rent, because of the location by the sea, we have the special rental offers, which are for short, like not destinated, but they are dedicated to the long or short-term leases. And our job is to save your time and to find the proper offers, which are for you who are coming for long term, which is 12 months without, at least minimum 12 months without any option to moving out for the summer, because we have special parts of the apartment which are they looks cheaper, and they are offering as a long term, which is few months. These few months, it's not good for you, because you need something permanent and something which is long term. And I would focus on three ways, three sections of this whole process. Is how to search the apartment is what I already told you. So of course, if you work with the agency, it is much easier for you because we represent you in front of the owners, and the owners are most of the time an individual people, and they don't like maybe know you or they don't trust when there is like individual guy calling. So we are we can represent you and we can prove your credibility and it's easier to start to talk with them. And of course, we try to negotiate the best possible terms of lease, including what is important for you and what is, of course, and we have to also take care of the owner's needs. So this is us to negotiate on your behalf. The second part is the signing the contract, and it's very important because I met with the clients who are aware of the legal process of the rental contract, that with this rental contract you can get your permanent or maybe not permanent but temporary residential documents, and you can apply further for the tax identity number, which is PESEL. It's something what you need to live here in Poland to get your bank account or to do anything what is important if you work here. So for this, you need to show in the municipality or in other offices your address, which is, of course, this is the address where you live, but it's important that you are aware of this land register number, which shows that the owner who signed the contract with you is the real owner of the flat, because it's not always official. It's not always clear for the municipality clerk or somebody from administration. So this is important. Of course, if you move to the apartment, you need internet immediately, So this is the point in the contract that you can choose. You can deal it with yourself and you can choose provider, or you want the tenant, the landlord to provide you with this very important technical issue. So despite the rent, you also have to be aware of utility costs, which are an extra cost for you, and it varies from different, of course, time of the year that it can be, because it includes like heating or water consumption. So if you work from home, you consume more, and it's dynamic. So we recommend our clients to pay an advance amount for this cost and to be balanced by the end of the contract. So this is important. Also, I have to inform you that the owners expect us to find a client who will be long-term tenant, and this long-term is minimum 12 months. Of course, if you moving from other countries, this year is probably a minimum, but of course you cannot predict any situation which can occur, but the consequences of the fixed term contract is that you cannot break it unless you, of course, have the clause, like diplomatic clause, or you can write it in the contract that once you will be sent back to the country or move to another country, you can have the right to terminate it sooner. So we care also to put it into the agreement, because not always the owners are willing to sign this, but it's important that you are aware of this right, what you have. And so I already started my third part, which is this terminating of agreement. That, of course, once you obey all the rules and you pay on time, you behave well, which is you're not making a party after 10 o'clock in the evening, and the neighbors are not complaining, then of course everything is fine. But it's important not to be delayed with the payments. But you also have right to terminate the contract sooner if something is wrong with the apartment itself. If it's something which you couldn't like see before checking it, or it's something which shows up during the your staying there. So we also take care of these issues in the agreement that in case of any sudden like terms, you can break it. You can negotiate to terminate it sooner. So maybe I pass my floor to Isa again, because she's with me. She's back with us. And of course, if you have any questions concerning this difficult, maybe not difficult, but yeah, individual cases, you please let us know, and we try to come back to you. Thank you.
Now, can you hear me?
Now, yes, now we can.
So today, although we actually were checking all the technical issues before the meeting, before go online, both computers of mine said no. But fortunately, I am back. And actually, I know that there is a Q&A session in the agenda, but before it, I would summarize what I wanted to tell you and what my colleagues also explained to you, and then we are open to answer any questions that might arise from your side. So I will share the screen again to get back a little bit to the presentation. So, yeah, I just wanted to tell you more about the Gdańsk, Sopot and Gdynia. What are the characteristics? I wanted to tell you, get back to the tips on once you search for an apartment, what to take care of or what to be aware of. And yeah. Here I am, I'm just sharing the screen right now, and okay. Here again, let me get back a little bit here, because I think that this slide can be quite interesting. I mentioned to you that we are here in, like we used to say about Gdańsk, Sopot and Gdynia Tricity. It's because once you live in Sopot or Gdańsk or Gdynia and you change the city, you will not understand that there are not any, this is like one huge city. So that's why we use the definition, we use the term Tri-City for all those three cities. However, Gdańsk is the biggest one. It's with over 1,000 of years history. So once you come to Gdańsk, you will think, or you will feel like you were in some Benelux country, like in maybe German country. That's the city that was always trading. So there is a water inside it. It was always a port. It was trading with Netherlands, with Germany. So it has also the influences in the architecture. So it was itself in the Hanseatic net before. It's a city which you can actually visit for days. You can see and understand that there is a history looking from every corner. There are also business centers in the city center, actually in the part that is close to the shipyards. You may know that there was this solidarity movement in Poland, and that actually started in Gdańsk. This is where the Lech Wałęsa, is probably famous and well known to all of you, live. And this is the city well known from this specific momentum in the history. This is where the solidarity actually collapsed. Then we have Sopot. Sopot, well, it's actually, as you could understand from what I said before, it's great for leisure. It's a conference center. There are lots of beautiful apartments, hotels. There is a beautiful long pier, the longest pier in Poland. Very cool place. There is also the Department of the Faculty of Economics and Management. By the way, I was studying there, so imagine how hard it was to participate the lectures during the spring or summer. Anyhow, then we have Gdynia. Gdynia, it's pretty new when it comes to the history. It's modern, and there are lots of business parks as well. It develops greatly. It has great port as well. So those three cities, they are actually kind of different when it comes to the architecture, the style of your living, but still, you know, once you live in Sopot, you can always visit Gdynia or Gdańsk, etc. So it's good to actually, first of all, to define what you want. You want quiet, you want history around, you want, you know, sea, you want a port and a vivid business place. So then once you know that, you more or less understand where you should search for your apartment to lease or to buy. As I showed you here, it's important the public transportation availability and the distance from your workplace is quite important. I want to emphasize that it's really easy to commute in Tricity because, as I mentioned, we are linear. It's so easy to get from one city to the other. There is a local train, so you move from Gdańsk to Gdynia actually in like 40 minutes. Or less, depends where you go. What else? When it comes to the tips, yeah, if you don't like gas heating, maybe you should, when you like tenements, then make sure what kind of heating is in it. Mostly in our tenements, there will be no elevators, no monitoring probably as well. So if you want to somehow be in a place or you are used to live in a place that is monitored and secured, then probably tenement, it will be not the best choice. Then older blocks of flats, they may not have an elevator, although there would be four floors or 3, right? So no elevator. So if you see the price that it's like cheap or, you know, lower, then maybe double check if there is a elevator, or maybe there is no monitoring. If the price is too low, there is something in it. I will double check. And then in the older blocks of flats, very often the kitchen is separated from other rooms, while in the modern apartments, there is a kitchenette with a living room together, or there is, so it's also important what you like, what you are used to, right? So you might have a separate kitchen, or you might have the in older blocks of flats, or if you like to have a kitchenette, then you should search for an apartment in modern building. As Daniel mentioned, we don't measure the apartment in feet, but in square meters. So mind this. And about the number of bedrooms he also mentioned, I think that it's so much important to effectively browse your apartment or house to lease or buy. And if you have any questions on that, then we can get back to Daniel, what Daniel said, or what Dorota said. And I think from my personal experience that basically it really pays off to work with a company. It's simply like, yeah, you have to pay, but at the end of the day, you get what you want. And there is also a matter of responsibility. If you have a representative, the responsibility is shared. Your advisor will take care on what you sign, actually. So it might be really worth to find a person who will lead you through the process, who will actually, once getting your criteria, find you a few, not too much, not too less offers, and then take care about explain you everything and take care about the agreement. This is my opinion from my experience, your choice. However, I would love to see you in Gdańsk. And maybe also in the presentation that will be spread out, I would write you the address to the Facebook group where actually you can meet with other expats. But this is something I see that there are questions appearing, so I will, if we have time, I will explain you more about this Facebook group. But let's maybe move to the questions. What do you think?
Yes, thank you, Dorota. I think
Anya,
that
we cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me. I'm not sure.
Well, this is not me only today, but somehow kind of a relief.
How about now? Do you hear me now?
Not. By the way, so I use the opportunity that Anya cannot be heard. There are contact details to all of us. So if you want to drop us an email, just don't hesitate. You can call us anytime. You can find us on LinkedIn as well, as I mentioned before.
Thank you, Isa, for your presentation. I'm glad that you were able to finish it. Many really practical information, which I hope would be helpful for the experts in Tricity. As you have mentioned, we have quite a lot of questions, so let's go smoothly to the Q&A session. Okay. So the first question which we have is, what are the other websites where you can look on for the apartments? Maybe Daniel, if you could please share the information about the other websites.
Yes, I've already sent you 3 of them. Morizon, Otodom, Gratka. You've already got those links on our chat.
And also maybe, okay, so we will maybe provide Isa, Dorota, if you could please mute while answering the questions when one of you is speaking. Thank you. We will probably send these links to the participants in the follow-up email so that they will have this access also to the other researchers. Then we have the second question. What is the average size of the house in Tricity? And maybe it will be connected with it. Why don't most homes have more than one bathroom? Who would like to answer this question?
I can.
Okay, please go ahead, Dorota.
Go on.
Okay, so I already wrote on chat. There is the average price for the rental a 2-bedroom apartment, which is 3 rooms, like Daniel said, is around 3,000 zloty. This is the rent only. And you can, of course, have...
Dorota, sorry, you went on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
So the prices vary from 2,500 till 3,000 is the basic rent, plus the expenditures, which are around 500 zlotych. You also...
Okay. So we know a thing about the average price, and what about the average size of the apartments? Because probably they are quite, various, but is it any typical flat size which you can look for?
The average, what we are talking about is a 50 square meter, I would say. This is for one bedroom apartment, but I managed to find in this size 3 rooms, but it's kind of small ones. So 50 up to 70 is this size what we are looking for.
Is it also true that most of the apartments available on the Tricity market has only one bathroom?
Unfortunately, yes. But of course, if it's 3 rooms, which is 2 bedroom, you can meet or you can find also extra toilet, but the bathroom is always one.
Yes, I think so also that in Poland we have this standard of apartments. Daniel, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, just what I would like to mention that everything depends on the size of the apartment, because if it's an apartment of, if it's a 2 or 3 bedroom apartments, usually you've got 2 bathrooms, a toilet plus a bathroom. When it comes to these 1 bed apartments around 50 square meters, there's usually 1 bathroom, including toilet, so it's 2 in 1. But bigger apartments, especially on the premium market, there are 2 or 3 bathrooms plus a toilet. So, we are talking, in such case, we are talking about bigger sizes, bigger areas, more than 100 square meters.
Okay, thank you. We were talking, Dorota, you've mentioned that the approximately prices for the apartments in Tricity. We have the question about specific districts, like Przymorze, Garnizon in Wrzeszcz. Can you please maybe share from your experience, what are the approximate prices in these locations?
So these are already what I told you. It's about I'm telling about these districts because it's the ones what we are focusing on, because this guarantees the most convenient distance to the workplace, and it's in terms of safety and in terms of this distance, you don't have to spend the time in the traffic. But I think the very important thing is concerning our location is that through all these Tricity leads the SKM, which is the fast train, and it connects all the district among the main street. So this is important to be close to the stage, to this train station stops. Once you are nearby, you can easily move to Przymorze or to connect to your work. So it's convenient, and these prices are similar, let's say.
Okay, thank you. So now we have a question which maybe will begin a short discussion between us, because somebody asked us what are the most safe areas for expats. Do you think that we have any problems with expat safety in Tricity, and maybe you have some experience which would be the safest if it's an issue, yes, in our region. What do you think about it?
Yeah, this is a very good point. Actually, I wouldn't say that there is an issue with the safety here in Tricity. And so it's really hard. There are, of course, as everywhere, in every bigger cities, there would be a district that you might actually, you may think avoiding. But the thing is that are the districts so out of the city center that you would probably not really end up there. If we are talking about those districts that are around the located centrally, or they are around the business centers that I showed you, they are all really safe. There are already many expats in Tricity. They always been here. So I think that you get a lot of support, lots of people from all over the world here. And if you don't end up somewhere out of the center, but really out, it's I would say that it's safe, isn't it? This is my opinion. I don't know, Dorota, maybe you will confirm, or have you ever heard about any issue?
No, not recently. I think that what you said, it's true that we also advise you to concentrate, to locate where other foreigners are living already, and then you feel like more easy just having some neighbors around. And there are international school here in Gdańsk, so we know how it works, that people just want to be close to each other, and this is how we advise you to locate.
Okay, maybe I will share also with my personal point of view. I've been living in Gdańsk since I was born, and I think that we are a really tolerant, integrated region, and we are really open for others. So I hope that you will all feel here in the Tricity as at home. So let's move maybe to the next question. Do we have to pay the agent, or does the owner pay to the agent? If us, then what is the average or normal fee?
Mm-hmm. Daniel, you want to take that one?
Yes, of course. When you start cooperation with us as a real estate agency, and when you sign a contract for purchasing an apartment or for renting it. So this is the day when the search for the apartments starts. So you pay us as an agent who is looking for apartments for you on the market, who is trying to find something off the market, which is sometimes not available on the listings. The normal fee is 1 month rent when it comes to the rental. When it comes to the purchase, it's around between 2 up to 3% of the value of the transaction. Everything depends on the how difficult the search for the property might be. There was also a question if the owners pays for the process. Yes, he also pays for the process, because we represent, there are usually agents, different agents representing both sides. Each of the agents does a specific work for one party, for a tenant or for the owner, for the landlord.
Okay, but there is also a connected question. If you choose agent, should you choose the agent who you pay for his work, or so that you know that he's at your side, or is it okay both way, and you can also choose the agent or benefit from the services of the owner agents?
Well, the owner agent, he will also sign a contract with you because, as I said, it's a work to do with each party that we have to do during the whole process. So he will represent you and the owner. There is no conflict. We are professionals. We are working very long on the market, so we are doing our best to negotiate the best for both parties. It's a matter of the work that needs to be done for each party.
Okay. So when we are still near the agency subjects, does every consulting agency have their commission or a price to be paid apart from the rent and deposit advance amount always? This is the question.
Yeah, there is always a fee. This is our remuneration. When you sign a contract, when you sign a rental agreement with the landlord, of if you buy something, and earlier we were looking for apartments for houses for you, then you pay our remuneration. Of course, you can do this by yourself. You don't have to. It's not obligatory to sign a contract with an agency, as Isa said. It's better because you get a representative. There is some kind of guarantee of the safety of the process. But of course, you can contact directly the owners, because there are also announcements of the owners, but it's not the whole. You will not get the whole market, the view of the whole market, if you will contact only part of the owner. If you will contact only with the owners.
Okay. Okay. So maybe I know that we are a little bit after 2 p.m. So I'm not sure if you have more time to spend with us, but if you will agree, maybe let's answer for a few more questions, okay?
For me, it's okay.
Thank you. So the next question is, what happens if we move in and something breaks and it's not our fault? For example, after a few months of living in an apartment, are the agents still responsible? Should we fix it by our own, or the landlord will fix it? How does it work?
Everything depends on the fault, on the scale of the problem. If you cannot use apartment any longer, of course you can. Let's say we are not the persons who are responsible, but the owner is responsible for that, because this is his apartment. We were just your partner to help you with finding the apartment. But of course, if it happens within a couple of months, we will help you, usually in the same within the same remuneration that we got from the first from your first choice. We'll try to find you another one. But if this fault can be easily repaired, you can always negotiate with the owner. You can find, for example, a place for 1 or 2 weeks. Then he will fix all those defects, and you will get back to your apartment. So, but yeah, the same refers to the owners. If for some reasons the tenant leaves the apartment after 1 or 2 months, and he's gone. We cannot find him. So we'll find him another tenant within the same remuneration. This is somehow maybe unwritten guarantee that we give to the owners, also to the tenants.
Okay, thank you. Dorota, I think that maybe you will be able to answer to the next question. There was a question about the international schools. I remember that you have mentioned them. Where are they located? Could you please maybe tell our viewers something about it?
Yes, we have. Depends on the age. Depends on the age of the kids, because there are two international schools: British International School and International one of Gdańsk. Yes, and they are located quite close to each other. One is in Przymorze. I don't remember exact address, but I know that the Przymorze, and we are looking for the houses around at Jagiellońska Street, and the other is in the new district Letnica. It's kind of new district because there are new development happening around it. There is also an American, but the international school, it's part of American school. So of course we have public school for teenagers, which where there is this IB program, diploma IB program, which is there are two schools in Gdynia one and in Gdańsk. So it's like for the really for teenagers. This is kind of lyceum, high school, just high school grade. So this is, I know that this British school has this kindergarten stage, so you can choose, and it's easy to enroll the kids. But of course, you can find the local schools for small kids where you can speak English, and they can also pick the Polish language.
Okay, thank you. So we have quite a wide offer for international education. Can you please also mention what is the normal notice period in Poland due to the Polish law?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. That once we sign the contract for a fixed term, you cannot break it, and there is no notice period. You have to accept that you rent it for 12 months, but it can be prolonged for unspecific period, unlimited time, with I think practical 2 months notice. This is the period.
So let's move to the next question. What do you think is cheaper, gas or electricity?
Gas always.
Okay. I think that this short answer is enough. Okay. I think we have also a question. How many offers will the agency show you before you need to make a decision? Oh, that's an interesting one.
We'll show you all the offers that meet your criteria. Just simply that we'll try to show you everything that is on the market currently available. Yeah. Well, we will not show you those apartments that are that won't be suitable for you. That we know that you don't like it.
Which means that it's really good to really specify and provide an agent with a criteria to let him or her know what is your budget, how many rooms you need, etc. So we can narrow the number of offers and adjust the offers to the needs. And this is how actually very often we work, that once you get in touch with an agent, he or she will ask you proper questions, so so the agency knows exactly what to search for.
Okay, thank you, Isa. I think that we have few left questions, because we were actually discussing the reasons of the high costs of buying and renting an apartment here in Tricity. Once again, I think it's because of the location. So a question, please wait a moment. If you could maybe tell Isa now about the expert groups on Facebook, for example, which are supporting the relocation process. I think that might be helpful for our participants today.
Yes, so I will just in a moment, I will send you the website. I mean the link to the Facebook group. It's called Tricity Expats Meetups. This is the group that actually I've started like 4 years ago or 5. I was working myself as a one who was acquiring investors to the region, to the city of Gdańsk before, and at some point I realized that there are so many companies employing people from all over the world, that there are so many people coming to Gdańsk and relocating from other Polish city to Gdańsk, that I thought that there is a point to start a group. And I started it on the Meetup platform. That's the name of the group, is still like that. Then I moved it to Facebook, and that was the plan was to meet every 1 or so months. So it was not only about meeting, it was also about providing you with a specific and certain knowledge. So we would have, lectures, we would have workshops, and of course, during the break, we would have the networking sessions or just networking. So it was a great opportunity to meet new people, to share their experiences on how to live in here, what are the main challenges or what are the greatest advantages. And the group was like pretty huge. It was over 1,000 people at some point. During the pandemic, we stopped meeting. It's obvious that we couldn't meet, and I thought that actually people are so fed up with all those online stuff that actually I didn't want to do the online meetups. So we will get back to the meetings once there will be conditions to do this. But basically, we would talk about many different topics, like leading the international team, working in an international team. We would talk about the real estate as well, because there is lots of specifics here, so people wanted to know. It was really great because people really made lots of new mates. They could share their experiences and maybe pass the tips. There would be lots of people with families, without families. So actually 4 years of meeting means quite many workshops and lectures. And so that's the group about. It's about to get to know each other. It's about to learn something, get inspired or inspire others. And I'm so sorry that we are not meeting right now, but I do hope that we're gonna get back to those meetings pretty soon. If the wave of pandemic
I hope so. I hope so, but because this initiative sounds really attractive, and I hope that it will be helpful for our participants also. We invite you cordially to join this initiative. For those of you who have registered your participation, we will send a link to this Facebook group in a follow-up email. I think that for now we have answered most of the questions, and the time is running out. So thank you, dear speakers, for today's for your presence, for sharing your experience, your knowledge with us. It was a pleasure to hear you and to get this a lot of information from you. Dear experts, dear viewers, we are inviting you right now for the next our meeting, the fourth one, and this one will be dedicated to the road traffic in Poland and Polish driving license. I think that you will get to know how to get your Polish driving license. Some practical news again, I hope interesting also. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you for spending your time with us, and see you on our next webinar. Once again, thank you very much and have a nice day.